mother of my child could be making that same amount. We live across town from each other. But our relationship and our ability to sustain it was not strong enough for us to stay together. And I know that it happens, right? I'm not saying that they're not circumstances that come along that we just have to, have a plan B or we think about things differently. But to the extent that we can, I think the more partnerships that we have, the more we can elevate. Because what we see now, we see more well-to-do couples stay together.
Yeah.
Like you don't really see, like, for lack of a better phrase, poor couples.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you kind of down and out and that person's kind of down and out, you guys maybe girlfriend, boyfriend for a little while, then you split. But I think there's an opportunity to grow from that ground level. And I think sometimes we don't really necessarily see the value in that. And all of that I just said brings me back to what you were talking about with Valerie, how when I was really trying to figure it out, she was there. And she helped keep me on the track to where I've gotten to this point. And sometimes as men, we say, well, I'm going to wait till I get successful and then find a woman. And it's like, well, that might be the reason why she's valuable. She can help you get to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because I think with my age range, that's a lot of the thought process now is like, oh, I can't do this until I get this amount of money, or I can't do this until I get that. Like I got one of my friends, like he's always on. He's like, man, I ain't got time to date nobody. Like I gotta get these millions first. You know?
I mean, but here's the thing, right? Like, so I'm 43, and I'm not the most accomplished person, but I've done some things, right? And I think it would be tough for me to build with someone starting at 43 because I've had like 2 or 3 different lives before this, right? Like you meet me today and I don't tell you I was an ANC for 6 years. Like you would never know that, right? I mean, I've done some significant things. Even with my daughter, I had her late, right? We had her, I was 40 when she was born. And it was like, all right, now there's going to be a point when she begins to understand that I've got to share with her a long time before she got here, things that I did. Like I've reinvented myself a couple of times since, my adulthood. And I just think that, leveraging somebody as a partner from the ground up is not as bad as people try to make it out to be. And again, everybody's scenario is not going to afford them that. But I think there's some people who are foregoing opportunities to do it because they think that they have to wait. And I think that's counterproductive sometimes.
Yeah. And it's, I know from my experience, seeing it plays a role too.